We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It is 10:03. It is January 19th. All three county commissioners here and schools in session. So with that, we'll have consents and approval. I know it's been-
All right, we have no exonerations. Minutes for January 12th, 2022. Vouchers, General County Fund, 184.77.97. Camp Muffley, 333.74. Mason-Dixon Park, 750.94. Assessor's valuation, 252.47. Mon County ARPA, 3,461,000. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, 4,764.79. Assessor's valuation, 704, for a voucher total of 3,651,883.91. We have budget revisions to be approved by the state for general fund, for 412 Ag Agent, 413 County Clerk Elections, 452 Teen Court, 720 Dams and Dredging, 900 Parks and Recreation, 956 Homeless Shelter. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities listed on our website. Fiduciary orders for January 19th, 2022. The third and fourth quarter file status reports for fiduciary commissioners Beth LeBeau and Ryan Umina.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented with discussion.
Second?
Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify on the budgets. The ag agent was for reimbursement of printing costs. The county elections was a check received from the County Board of Education for the special election. Then we had a county clerk elections. They had a $5,000 check received from the governor for assistance with expenses associated with redistricting. The teen court was the establishment of a budget for the teen court. And Dams and Dredges was funds received from the Monongalia County Development Authority and City of Morgantown. It's reimbursement from the USACE program. And then Parks and Recreation, that was the approved funding for the Milan Park wayfinding signage. And homeless shelter, some Tom near and dear to your heart, that was the
Yeah.
funding for the warming shelter. So I just wanted to clarify those budget revisions.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification. Any questions? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Are there any, there are no fiduciary orders, right? I mean, the
read those.
specific,
You mean separate issues?
yes, separate
No,
issues.
sir,
Sorry, no, I meant separate issues. Okay,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
Scare me there for a second.
Are there any introduction of new employees or personnel changes?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, good. Comments from the public? Would anyone like to come down and speak to us? We'd love to hear you. Going once, going twice. Okay, thank you. Colleen Kuhn, Grants, please come on down. And how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I have requests for reimbursements. The first one is the SEEP grant in the amount of $2,888.85. Governor's Highway Safety Program, impaired driving in the amount of $1,752.76. And Safe Communities in the amount of $394.56.
Okay.
Move to approve the president signing the grant documents as presented.
Second?
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. Thank you very much. Correspondence. Monongalia County Litter Control Office, 2021 Annual Report. I see Tim is here. I don't know if,
Do you have any questions for him?
no.
No, I did not. Tim, is there anything you wanted to say about your annual report?
No, sir.
Here, come on down so that way people can, we'll put you on TV so people now know who you are.
Yeah, that's what I need.
That's-
No, I was just here in case somebody had a question.
No?
It'll be on file here in the office if anybody from the public wants to review it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much for the report.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Thanks for all your work in the last year, too.
We just, do we need to approve it or just accept it?
It's just correspondence.
It's just correspondence, okay. Letter of thank you from West Virginia Botanical Gardens.
It's just a letter thanking you for your allocation and just an update on some of their projects that they've got going on.
Okay, and that's on file. Okay, any other correspondence? Did anyone get any other correspondence? None? Okay, let's move to unfinished business.
None.
None? Okay, we're moving quickly. New business. Consideration to approve changes to the precinct boundary lines in Mon County as proposed on December 15th, 2021. Can I have a motion, a second, and then I'll open it up?
Okay. Move to approve the precinct boundary lines as previously presented.
Second, discussion.
Discussion, and here's our discussion. Good morning.
Good
Morning,
morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The precincts, our office came before you in December. After you ordered the magisterial boundary changes, we started working on our precinct boundary changes pursuant to the legislation passed by the West Virginia Legislature changing the House of Delegate boundary lines and State Senate boundary lines. And so what we presented to you in December was a notice of those changes, and today we come back for you to order the precincts that we're going to use for the May 2022 election. So I will present these to you. We
Okay.
also had an interactive map on our website that I'm happy to say we did in-house. I want to give a big thanks to Cal Schamberger in our Elections and Voter Registration Department and our entire Elections and Voter Registration team. Cal compiled all of the district changes into one interactive map, which I believe is the only one that exists throughout the state. If you've been following the legislature's website, they've got two different maps, one for the House, one for the Senate. And we've been able, through Cal's expertise in GIS, to get that all into one map. I also want to thank Patty at the Planning Commission for all the work that she has given us, and Mike Paul with the GIS. We've assembled a great team that has been working on this. So there's two orders before you today. One is the precinct changes, and then a companion order is for the executive committee district changes, which are comprised of specific precincts. So they had to be updated. Also, the executive committee districts will be on the ballot in 2022 primaries election.
Does anyone have any questions?
No, I don't. I just want to thank you, Carrie, for all, this is a very smooth process. Did you have, this concludes our 30-day input. Well, it's actually been more 30 days, but did you have any input of any significance?
No, we did have people calling in because we have really tried to promote people to look up their residence address using our interactive map so that they could see where their changes have been. So we've had several phone calls that we have fielded for people, but we have had no challenges, no complaints, no suggestions for different revisions. What we will look at moving forward is, now that we have identified where these precinct boundaries need to be in order to comply with the House and the Senate and the Executive Committee district boundary lines, moving forward, we may come back before you in the future to see if we can consolidate some of those. What we have to wait on is the number of registered voters that now are going to be within these boundary lines that you are ordering. That is going to be the difficult part for our office. As I've mentioned to you before, the work that we have to do behind the scenes now to get every voter's record correctly inputted into the statewide voter system is a significant challenge, because the Secretary of State's office has implemented a brand new statewide voter system. So all of the changes that have to be made have to be done manually. So we have put in our notice to the public that we will send them a written notice before the next election. It may be right before the next election, and it may not actually be a voter wallet card. It may just be a letter indicating to them where they should appear to vote, etc., because it's going to be a significant challenge for us, as large as our county is. We have 60,000 active and inactive voters that we have to manually go in and change the records on. But we will work through the process, and we will make sure that every one of our voters gets a notification and understands just exactly what where they're supposed to be voting in May.
Thank you. Do you have any?
Just another thank you. I know this was a ton of work, a lot of late hours, weekends. And your office continues to show why you're the model for the state for professionalism and efficiency, and we certainly are proud to be affiliated there with. So.
Well, thank you.
One quick clarification, do we actually have the orders?
Yeah, that's what I handed.
Just that paragraph is what you were talking about?
Yeah, there's an order on the top for the precinct changes,
Right.
and it will also be published in the newspaper after today's meeting. And behind that is a list of the precincts in numerical order. And what our office will work on now is notifying our locations, requesting to see if we can get confirmation that we can use those locations for the next election. I will point out that we have currently, based upon your order, 43 precincts. We had 41 precincts previously, so we've increased 2 precincts. However, we are going to be at 26 locations where we were at 29 locations before. There's some of these precincts that are small because they had to be drawn according to municipal boundary lines, House boundary lines, Senate boundary lines, and there was some significant changes there. So
Okay.
we're staying roughly about the same, but you know, we just encourage all the voters to use our interactive map online, and that should eliminate any confusion or concerns for anybody.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that the motion covered approval of the orders, and we motioned to approve the precinct boundary lines as presented. So I believe that that will be formalized through approval of this,
Yes.
of this order, so I think we're good.
And just so you know, I did receive a couple calls, and I referred them to the state senators because they were very concerned about how they got moved into a different senatorial. And I explained, this is not your staff, and I explained them that they needed to contact the state senators for those concerns. But there is, I can tell you, some real angst among the people who live in Ashland Estates being moved, and they're very unhappy.
Yeah. The House of Delegates districts, the Senate districts were done by the West Virginia legislature.
Right.
What was in the purview of the county commission is the magisterial lines, the precinct lines, and the
Yes.
executive committee district lines.
And that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
clarify. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye. Good, we can move forward on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
To consider for approval, the option to renew the contract with WVU for processing, there's the number for processing transportation services to the North Central Regional Jail for individuals arrested by the WVU Police Department for the period January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. I think they go by a different year.
They go
That's
by
why
the
we have
calendar,
to.
yeah. Move to approve the contract extension as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Consider a request by Chief Judge Cindy Scott for arrangements to be made for access to the Justice Center front entry from 5:30 to 6:15 p.m. and rear upper level parking area on March 28th until 9:30 p.m. while she will be teaching a WVU peer advocate class.
Move to approve the request as presented.
Second.
Two properly moved, in second. All those in favor say aye.
Tom, one point of clarification.
Okay.
She probably wrote it when she was chief judge.
Oh,
Currently,
it's now Gajot.
Judge Gajot is chief judge, but again, I just want to make sure
Nobody. Okay.
no slight meant to Judge Gajot.
No, we definitely don't want to do that. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it passes, great. Consideration to approve the request by Morgantown, West Virginia Retail LLC for a certification letter from the County Commission stating that there are no zoning restrictions or ordinances prohibiting medical cannabis organizations to be located or operate within the county outside of the West Run Planning District or municipal boundary. This is our second one. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve the letter regarding Morgantown WV Retail LLC indicating that they need to get approval from the city of Westover to verify that no ordinances existed that would prohibit the operation of this establishment at this location.
Second, was it?
Is it Westover or
was it City of
Morgantown?
Morgantown?
It's Westover.
Westover.
Oh, Westover.
Oh, this is a different one then.
Yes,
Oh,
we
this is the
approved
other
one
one.
last week, this is another one.
Gotcha.
Ah, okay,
Oh, we got
sorry.
another one. Okay.
This is the previous location was the Maris's Country.
Oh, it was
Maris's store
there and then
downtown.
moved. Okay, I
It's-
thought it was moving
they're-
there.
They're wanting to move it at a
Okay.
different location.
Okay. It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes. Consideration of appointments to the Mon County Development Authority.
Move to approve. Let me.
Could you explain?
Yeah, I want to clarify the
Yes.
motion. The terms to be extended, did we get a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The terms to be extended through 4/30/2024 would be Kelly Palmer, Jack Thompson, Christian Miller, and Pat Martin. Terms to be extended through 12/31/2024 would be David Lorenz and Tom Witt. In addition, I would request the commission send letters to the town of Star City, Westover, Granville, and Blacksville to let them know that their seats have either been vacant or have expired. I know in Star City, Dominic Claudio is no longer on the council. In Westover, Dave Johnson is the representative, but they need to send us a letter, indicating if he's going to continue. Granville has been vacant, and Blacksville's been vacant, so I just wanted to point that out at this time. And then lastly, the Development Authority did not recommend the extension of David McCormick's appointment to the Development Authority, as his work responsibilities have made it hard for him to participate in a manner in accordance with the MCDA bylaws. So those are the reappointments that the executive committee recommended to the full board, and the full board voted on it last week to recommend those reappointments.
It's been properly moved in second. Do you have any questions?
No,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? It passes. Okay, last one. Consideration to approve a revision to the COVID-19 vaccination policy for employees of the Mon County Commission.
Move to approve the revised, what do we call that?
Policy?
The revised policy as presented.
Second.
Okay, but it's moved in second, and I think there's been a lot of discussion in the paper and everywhere. For clarification, does anyone else want to say anything else about it?
Well, the clarification, really, the revision incorporates language to allow flexibility
Right.
in terms of what the definition of fully vaccinated entails. So now we basically put language in there that says the CDC definition is what we'll go by. So as that definition changes, our policy will not require a change every time that changes. So just gives us more flexibility.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm glad all of us agree. Okay. Any other new business? Seeing none, we'll move to any reports from elected officials. Okay, seeing none, is Jeff, yes.
Just the tip of the cap to our maintenance crew for the clearing of the snow the last few days. They were out early and had our courthouse cleared and their sidewalks and everything, and also the communication to all of our elected department heads with getting the courthouse closed the last 2 days. I think it was the safe decision to make, and I appreciate the promptness. Everyone got their phone trees taken care of, so that's all I've got.
Thank you.
Since the last meeting, last Thursday, we had our MAP Executive Committee meeting, our Red Team meeting, and our Development Authority meeting. On Friday, we had staff reports, and then Renetta and I had a discussion with the Extension Office regarding setting up a future meeting with Dean. Monday, I apologize that I didn't make the County Commissioner Association meetings. I understand there were very few people that did. I had my wife wasn't feeling well, and we had this snowstorm coming in, so I decided all signs are pointing to staying home, so I wasn't able to attend that. But Renetta and Colleen attended on our behalf, and I look forward to the Waco meetings that'll be coming up in a couple weeks. Today is a regular day. At the end of the day, I have Morgantown Area Partnership Board meeting. Tomorrow I have my Island Park Board meeting, and then Friday we have staff reports. I want to note that I spent most of my time on Monday. It's obvious that this session is the legislature is in session in Charleston, because I was getting pinged on the hour by Delegate Statler for input on different bills. But one that was of particular interest to me was House Bill 4001, which has a lot of things in it that are good for this county in regards to broadband. So Joe asked for some input. I shared it with our consultants. We huddled together, kind of got some information back to Joe, but for the most part, there's a lot of good things in here for broadband, and we actually sent some suggestions back as far as best practices that we've already been working on here in Mon County that maybe they can, help incorporate at the state level. So it's all good stuff, and it's a real benefit to have. Before that, last Friday, I spent a lot of time talking to J.B. McCuskey about his bill. So it's really important that we actually have that type of representation in Charleston, those type of contacts in Charleston, because we get to really have a lot of input in some of the legislation that is coming before the legislature. So thanks to Joe Statler and JB for keeping us informed. Other than that, I just want to remind people, please mind your 3 W's, wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance, because the COVID numbers are still climbing. They haven't peaked yet. So we really need to pay attention. And I think a couple more weeks of really kind of hunkering down and being extra safe will help us get through this current version of the disease. So that's all.
Okay. Just a couple issues. One, I was fortunate I was able to catch most of the convention or meeting of the county commission state organization by remote. And there were 2 issues that kept coming up, and I just thought they were ironic, and I know we're going to end up looking at them. The one was discussion about employee handbooks and how they are used, and some suggestions and some ideas, which I thought were good. The other was how do counties deal with closures of buildings? And that was very interesting, since that was on the day before when we had to deal with it. So I thought those were 2 issues that it seems that many of the counties are having the same questions and concerns that we had. One final statement. I have to be careful how I say this. There's a lot of confusion going out about the emergency shelter and the overflow emergency shelter. And what I'd just like to clarify is that when all of this moved up to Hazel's House of Hope, or the Ramada Inn, this is their first year, and we're working through the problems. Again, I need to make it clear that the city and the county are not social service agencies, and we are here to work with them to try and give them the funds to provide those services. But I do want to say, and I was supposed to speak last night at the city council meeting. I'm not going to give my whole speech because I'll bore you to death, but I do want this comment out publicly. There is a difference between people asking questions, voicing legitimate concerns, compared to those individuals who are looking to find fault where there is none. It is imperative that the city and county are clear with their messaging and have the facts before comments are taken out of context. And I'm very pleased to say that it is now not a weather-related shelter. It will be seasonal, which is what this commission wanted. That was one of the points. The other thing I'm very pleased with is now the group that's running Hazel House of Hope are meeting weekly with the groups to resolve the issues. And that was something that wasn't done. So the 2 issues that I know you all communicated to me was passed on, and it is being done. So hopefully we will get through this. And the Sober Center is now available for excess overflow. So the three things we requested, we got it, and I want to thank everyone for working together on that. And that's it. Yes, go
Tom, I
ahead.
want to make one clarification.
Sure.
Yes, as Commissioner Bloom mentioned, we did close on, Monday was a holiday, we did close on Tuesday. And I know there may be some people out in the public that may have come to the courthouse
Yes, they
and
did.
may have been upset that we were closed. But we had a call on Monday night. One thing that people may not understand is we cannot shut down the courts. That's a decision of the chief judge in the county and the Supreme Court. So and I talked to Judge Gajow a couple times on Monday night, and he told me that he was going to shut down the courts. Then we all got on the phone to see how we were going to react. But once the courts shut down, it creates a unique issue with our county employees. And we decided just for one, out of safety,
Right.
and we decided that we would go ahead and shut down. So I know that we could take a beating for that, but I'll never apologize for taking the safety and welfare of our employees and the general public coming to our buildings first, and taking those things into consideration. So again, as I was coming in today, I heard someone complain into the security guard downstairs about not being open on Tuesday. So again, I apologize for any inconvenience, but I think we made the right decision given the circumstances that we had to deal with. So anyhow, and Tom, thank you for all your work that you've done on that warming shelter. Tom literally has been working this thing, for the past 2 weeks. So we really appreciate the work you've done on this on our behalf.
Well, thank you. And what's nice about it is I know I continually say I'm one commissioner, but I keep you two in the loop, and it makes a lot easier when I say that the three of us are working together to get this resolved, and it really has made a difference. With that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We be gone.